listening to Dellinger Radio. Hello, I'm your host, Kevin Dellinger. Welcome to Dellinger Radio. I am an independent recording artist. I've been an independent recording artist for 28 years since 1990. In this podcast, I will provide music commentary on how to set up a small home studio. If you are an independent musician or composer that is interested in creating a small home studio on your computer, I will tell you what you need to get started. First of all, you need a decent computer that has plenty of RAM to sustain recording and mixing. I recommend at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. Also, you'll need an audio interface. You'll need a studio microphone. Also, you will need music composing software. Most audio interfaces have software included to get started on recording, but keep in mind that most software will provide a light or trial version. Also, make sure you get a MIDI keyboard to play the virtual instruments that are included in the software. Make sure that your studio microphone is a vocal microphone with noise reduction. A spit guard and mic stand is optional. So as you can tell, we're looking at least $2,000 for a small studio. You'll need a good workspace. I recommend getting a studio desk to hold your monitor, keyboard, and MIDI keyboard. So the software usually runs about $400 to $500. Usually you can get that online at any music store like musiciansfriend.com. And basically you will need a decent mic. Now, there's all kinds of brands of microphones to choose from. You can usually order those off of Amazon, and most things can be ordered off of Amazon and delivered to your house. So, if you're a guitar player, you won't need a MIDI keyboard. If you're just going to be recording guitar tracks and vocal tracks, then you're pretty much good not to buy the MIDI keyboard. But if you're a composer and you like to put different pieces of music together, and you're very creative, you want like synth sounds, you want, digital, or if you're like, if you want to do like DJ type stuff, you're going to have to probably spend more money on DJ equipment, and that means that you got to make sure that your audio interface has more than one input. That way you can put different instruments plugged into your computer. Now, your computer is I would definitely spend at least $1,000 on your computer, because you're going to have a really decent computer with plenty of hard drive space. So, let's listen to this message real quick and I'll get back with you. So here we go. You are listening to Dellinger Radio. If you like what you hear, you can download Kevin Dellinger music on Bandcamp at kevindellinger.bandcamp.com. Also, you can visit Kevin Dellinger at Dellinger Radio, kdellinger.podbean.com. Dellinger Radio can be heard on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, and TuneIn. Also, you can download Kevin Dellinger music from Apple Music, Google Play, Deezer, Tidal, and Spotify. Also, Amazon. Thank you for listening to Dellinger Radio. Hello again. This is Kevin Dellinger, and you're listening to Dellinger Radio. Now, some music software that you could get could be like Cubase, Ableton Live, etc. I use Reason. Reason has a learning curve. Actually, most recording software has a learning curve. It took me about a month to work around the software smoothly to record tracks. But there's still more to learn even after you get the basics down. Most of the learning I did came from YouTube. YouTube has many tutorials on how to help you with whatever software you'll be using. Also, keep in mind you will be paying hundreds of dollars on sound packs. There are some sound packs that are free, but usually they're kind of cheap sounding. If you want to get the good stuff, you're going to have to shell out the money to get the sound packs that sound really good for whatever style of music that you're composing. But you'll have to dig around the internet to find the kind of virtual instruments that you want for your music. If you're not an electronic musician, you should be able to plug your guitar into the audio interface. You can then record your guitar tracks into the software. You'll also be able to create vocal tracks in your software and mix them together. And after you learn about mixing, you'll then have to learn about mastering. There is much involved when composing. Once you teach yourself how to be a music engineer, you will then need to find a music distribution company to distribute your music. I recommend DistroKid because it's the cheapest. It's only about $20 a year for unlimited albums. I would also recommend Focusrite for your audio interface. I would recommend buying at least $100 microphone, and I would definitely get you some really good studio headphones to monitor your music. Now, there are plenty of keyboards and other music instruments that you can buy that can interact with your software. I use a PC with Windows 10, but I'm sure that all of the other operating systems will do the same thing. I would also recommend having lots of hard drive space for your music, maybe 2 to 3 terabytes. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about getting started with a small home studio. So I hope this helps you, and thank you for listening to Dellinger Radio.